What happens when the man who built the world's biggest crypto exchange suddenly starts promoting a decentralized one that he says is not his? Jumpin' Zhao, CZ, has publicly talked about only 3 coins in his entire life: Bitcoin, BNB, and now Aster. The first 2 made him a billionaire. The third one, well, nobody can explain why he loves it so much, but here's what I can tell you. Every time CZ tweets about Aster, the price pumps, then dumps, and then the whole crypto community starts asking the same question: why is CZ doing this? Is it marketing? Is it a secret comeback plan? Or is it a big scam slowly forming behind the scenes? Today we're going deep, and I promise you by the end of this video you'll see the exact pattern that 99% of the CryptoX community completely missed. Grab your coffee, we're walking into crypto. Let's start with this. Right now the whole exchange industry is moving toward on-chain trading, which simply means trading directly on the blockchain without any centralized company in the middle. Every big exchange now has its own DEX version. Bybit has Apex Pro, OKX has XLayer, BitGet has MegaDex, even KuCoin and Gate are building decentralized arms. Everyone is doing it because the future is clear. DEX means no KYC, no regulators, more freedom and more liquidity. But Binance, for years, nothing. And remember, CZ was banned by US authorities from running any centralized crypto exchange. He can be a CEO and even can lead a company in the background. Yes, he was recently pardoned by Trump, that does clear his past conviction, but it doesn't suddenly let him run a centralized exchange again. But can he advise a decentralized exchange? Yes. Can he tweet about it? Yes. Can he influence it without legally owning it? Absolutely. And right inside this perfect gap, Aster appears. Aster has a past. In 2024, 2 separate projects, APX Finance and another one called Ethereum, merged and rebranded into a single platform which we now know as Aster. And guess who founded both those projects earlier? Easy Labs, which used to be Binance Labs and is still run by CZ's inner circle. BNB Chain officially confirmed that Aster is supported by the BNB Chain ecosystem, mentored by Binance-linked engineers, using Binance-connected tools and receiving technical help. And if you go into Aster's code base, you'll find former Binance developers everywhere. So when CZ says, I'm not on the team, just an advisor, sure, but advisor to who? Anonymous founders, his ex-own engineers, and BNB Chain partners? Let's be honest, Aster is not just random. It was built in Binance's backyard. The tweet storm. This is really important part. CZ almost never tweets about coins, but when he does, markets move. So how many times did he tweet about Aster? I found at least 10 public tweets in 2025 alone, and every tweet follows the same pattern. For example, as we see with hidden orders. He says Aster should add hidden orders. 18 days later, Aster adds them. CZ celebrates it. Multi-chain praise. He replies to users saying Aster is not only BNB, it supports multiple chains. Basically like, hey guys, this is not my chain only, this is not my product only. And jokes such, Aster cracks me up, Aster should use the green arrows logo. He jokes, but every joke popped the chart. And the big one. On November 2nd, full disclosure, I just bought some Aster with my own money. I'm not a trader, I buy and hold. Boom, plus 30% in a few hours. Volume jumps from $200 million to $2 billion. Retail apes in. YouTube explodes, CryptoX explodes, the price hits $1.26, then crashes to 90 cents within a day. CZ jokes again, maybe I'm the unlucky charm, every time I buy price drops. Funny but manipulative. He knows exactly what his tweets do. Here's the real timeline. CZ tweets, Aster pumps to $1.26. Whales dump, crashes to 83 cents. Retail panics, CZ says I won't disclosure trades anymore. Aster TVL falls from $2.5 billion to $1.4 billion. Volume drops by 47%, open interest drops heavily. And yet, CZ continues posting jokes and replies about Aster. It's like a really weird marketing campaign when the main influencer is just an advisor. And also, let me tell you my personal moment. Right after the massive October 11th crypto crash, the one I made a full video about explaining how I survived it, go watch it after this, everything in the market was bleeding. Bitcoin was down, altcoins were down, and Aster was sitting way lower before than it was before. So when the market finally cooled off, I thought maybe I should grab some Aster as well. So I picked up some Aster around $1.3. Then while it kept dumping, I averaged down again at 85 cents. And so, but the strange part, Bitcoin was dropping only 3-4% at this time. The rest of the market was still pretty calm. Most L1's blockchains and tokens were really moving cool, but Aster was like minus 20-25% a day, every day. I thought if a coin only pumps when CZ tweets, but dumps below pre-tweet levels when the market is stable, maybe it's not a fundamental asset, maybe it's just a personally driven token, more like meme coins where the hype and influencers move the chart, more like the actual fundamentals. The really strange thing is the anonymous Aster team. Aster is one of the biggest dexes by growth today, and no one knows who the founders are. They have no LinkedIn, no real names, no photos, no MAs with faces, no known CEO, no public leadership. This is extremely risky. For example, if something happens, who do you hold responsible? Nobody. And anonymous teams, plus personal influencer marketing, plus massive token unlocks, equals disaster formula we've seen many times. Talking about Aster tokenomics, it looked normal at first, but once you translate the numbers into simple language, it becomes a real problem. Total supply 8 billion tokens. In circulation right now about 1.6 billion, just 20%. The other 80% will slowly unlock over the next 7 years as community rewards, which means every month more tokens hit the market. Someone gets free rewards and part of those rewards gets sold. So even if Aster grows, even if CZ tweets, even if volume explodes, the price is constantly fighting against a stream of new tokens being released. It's the same cycle that killed Ape, Blur, OP, and countless DEX tokens. Their main rival, Hyperliquid, burns fees. Aster prints tokens. Hyperliquid grows by revenue, Aster grows by airdrop farming. And this is why Aster dropped minus 57% in 30 days after the high peak. If we compare Aster to its main rival Hyperliquid, honestly, the difference is huge. Hyperliquid is built like a professional trading machine. They created their own blockchain, the executional speed is one of the fastest in all DeFi, and the entire order book runs fully on-chain. The token model is clean. Real fees go into buybacks and burns, and the team is public, experienced, and trusted. That's why Hyperliquid sits around 6.5 billion TVL with stable fees, stable liquidity, and reputation of being in the serious trade index. Aster, on the other hand, plays a very different game. It's an aggregator that runs across multiple chains, built by an anonymous team, and packed with flashy features, including 1001x leverage and aggressive reward programs. It grew fast thanks to hype and early support from CZ, but its TVL already dropped from $2.5 billion down to about $1.4 billion. The whole platform feels more like a high-risk casino than a prestigious trading environment. Hyperliquid is a Formula 1 car. Aster is the Vegas casino floor, loud, risky, exciting, one built by engineers, other built by marketing. And guess who the marketing engine? CZ. Let's answer the main question. Why does CZ promote Aster more than any other project in years? Here are 4 reasons that actually make sense. Reason number 1, he can't run Binance anymore. US regulators banned him from holding any leadership role, and a centralized exchange is the only thing he can influence without breaking the rules. Reason number 2, Aster gives him a second life. He can build Binance 2.0 officially, but he can help DEX projects connected to his own ex-employees, his investors, his chain, his ecosystem, his advisors, and Aster is perfect place for CZ to stay relevant. Hyperliquid became too powerful, too fast, too independent, and CZ hates competitors gaining too much dominance on the market. And Aster launched exactly when Hyperliquid hit his peak hype. So this is not random, this is strategy. And the 4th reason, marketing is free for him. CZ has almost 11 million followers on X, being one of the biggest crypto influencers. When he tweets, billions move. He knows this, he jokes about this, and he uses this. He didn't promote any coins like this since BNB. Think about that. Let's be clear. Aster is not a confirmed scam. It's not a rug pull, it's not a dad, but the risk profile is extremely high. Aster has anonymous team, massive unlocks, high base pumps, big crashes, no proven long-term tech, unclear leadership, strong dependence on one man. Can Aster become the next BNB? With an 8 billion supply and constant unlocks, almost impossible. Could it become the next FTT story when the hype disappears and the price follows? That's much more realistic. Right now, Aster is something in between, not a clear winner, not a clear disaster. So here's my honest take. Aster isn't a scam today, but it can become one if the team stops delivering and CZ stops tweeting. And if the man pushing the project the hardest is also the man who says, I won't disclosure bias anymore because it moves the market, then maybe we should be the ones who stop blindly trusting influencers, even if this influencer is CZ, especially. I'm still watching Aster. I still hold a small bag, not because I believe in it, but because I want to see how far CZ wants to go with his story. If you like this breakdown, hit like button, subscribe, and join my X and Telegram for live updates. Stay smart, stay skeptical, and don't trade off a tweet. This is David, and see you next time.